Ripley's Believe It or Not boasts over 30,000 exhibits, but who is responsible for adding to that collection? For the last 33 years, that has been Edward Meyer. Now retiring after 40 remarkable years with Ripley's, Edward shares with us some of the coolest stuff and strangest things he's purchased today on Cool Stuff, Strange Things.
Whether we're buying art, whether we're looking at history or science, whatever the subject matter is, it's got to be unbelievable. It has to be something that the average person doesn't know and goes, wow, I didn't know that. Unique is important. You know, we want to show things that the average person hasn't seen before, but it's really all about the mystique of the unknown. It's unbelievable you didn't know it. Well, Robert Ripley died in 1949, and at that time there was no permanent Ripley's Believe It or Not museums, and in the 50s we built the first couple based on his personal collection, things that he had collected for the most part to prove what he was drawing in the cartoon. People were calling him the world's biggest liar. You don't think there's shrunken heads in Ecuador, South America? Well, here it is. This is the real deal. Come and see it. Well, I was hired as a librarian to catalog the Ripley's Believe It or Not newspaper cartoon. But in 1985, we determined that, we wanted a franchise and we wanted to build more, so there had to be someone that was full-time gonna shop for exhibits. So, Edward, you sound like you know some stuff, go buy some stuff. And so in the summer of '85, we decided that my position with the company would change fairly dramatically, and I would be a professional shopper for the next few years. And for most of my career, the goal was 500 a year, more than one a day. The most we ever bought in a year was almost 1,200. The buying of exhibits, is the most fun part of the job I've had for 40 years, but it's not all I do. Fact is, the stuff comes to us. The very best stuff finds us. We're 100 years old. If people have something strange, we are the first people they think of. The travel portion of my job, I've been to over 50 countries. I've been to 47 states I mentioned, but the best stuff finds Ripley's. As long as you're attentive, watching the media, reading magazines, talking to people, you're going to hear the stories that will be, believe it or not, in the future. About 1990 is the first time I went to England. And I went to a Christie's auction to buy the personal belongings of the British Crown executioner. Okay, freaky stuff from head to toe. A whole catalog of it, a whole day of sitting looking at people talking about guillotines and nooses and man traps. I had never heard of a man trap until that day in my life. And I think we bought 8. And this is basically like a bear trap, but extra big. And this is to stop poachers from hunting on royal grounds. To this day, England has got all these little spots that are still quite wild, still have deer and other kinds of game, but only the guy that owns the property can hunt on it. So in the 16 and 1700s, they put these man traps down there, and if you go hunting at night where you're not supposed to, chances are you're gonna lose your leg, and then if you're still in the trap when they wake up in the morning, lose your life for trespassing as well as poaching. If I had the money to buy the last thing, it wouldn't be the last thing. I'd be very happy to start a whole second career based on having that last thing. But if I was able to go shopping today, I think the single biggest thing that Ripley should have is his Chinese junk, the Monlay. But I tell you, if I had that boat, I'd have 1,000 ideas what I'd want to do with it, so it wouldn't be the last thing.
With stories like that and some of the oddest acquisitions in the world, Edward has earned his place in Ripley history and will never be forgotten. Want your chance to join the Ripley fam? Everyone has a little strange in them, and we want you to share it. Tweet, gram, or directly upload your strangest photo at ripleys.com/strangesummer for a chance to win $5,000. What are you waiting for, Strange Things? Find more information on the strange days of summer in the description below. Cheers to stranger years, Edward. I'm Sabrina Seek, and I'll be back next week with more cool stuff and strange things.